Hello, my name is Greg Jeffers with the American Quaker Friends Church. If you're receiving this, it's because you are associated in some way with one of the monthly meetings or yearly meetings associated with friends throughout the United States. My organization has a mission in South Central Kentucky, and we have a couple of projects going on that we would like some of your help with, if you would be so kind. We don't need money. We have financing. If you're very wealthy, you're welcome to reach out to us and we'll tell you what we're doing. But we don't seek money $50 and $100 at a time. We do seek volunteers. We do seek stuff, diapers, food, cooking utensils. That's fine. You can send us that, but we don't want to account for money. And what we really need is networking to get to the people that might be interested in what we're doing. So let me tell you about that. We have two projects going on. In the short term, we have a community center that is, we're offering 16 spots to 8 women and 8 men, young people, who might be interested in living as we do, living a very, very modest life, making a good living out in the country, and the ability to raise a family. Is a very different skill set to live in this environment than to live in the urban centers. Most people will want to live in the urban centers. We're not trying to change their minds, but there are some people who might like to live as we do. And there might be other people who are very, very interested in living a less impactful life on the environment. And you can't get any lower carbon than the way we live. So we have 16 spots, 8 bedrooms, to share, bedrooms to share, in this community house, and it'll be a 6-month program where the people there, will learn all of the intricacies of living in this environment during the seasonal aspects of fall and winter. Living off grid during the fall and winter is very different than living in an environment, the typical urban environment. You'll have to learn how to cook off-grid. You'll have to learn laundry off-grid. There's a lot of challenges to it. If you want to live a life without fossil fuels, well, we'll show you the way, but it might not be what you think. No personal vehicles. You got to come here without a car. There'll be a 15-passenger van to get you around to jobs and other activities, and there'll be a horse and buggy. You'll learn how to drive it. But that's it. And the rest of the time, you'll be very occupied with all the things that you have to do. It'll be a life that is much less convenient and comfortable than you're used to. And maybe you'll stay for the entire 6 months and love it, and maybe you'll leave. But at least you'll learn something about yourself and the truth about some of the things that you might believe. Now, we have no interest in politics. National or international politics. We're not trying to right the wrongs of the past. We're trying to right the wrongs of right now. It seems to me that most of the Friends organizations are worried about things that they have no control over. Here's something that you have a lot, or could have a lot of control over, and which could be impactful right now in a young person's life. So if you're interested in national politics and all of the divisive issues, this is not the project for you, and we're not the people for you. But you should not censor us. If we've asked you to send our message along or to allow it to appear to your meeting, please let it be there. Please don't take it down. Please don't censor us. We are good people doing good things. And who would censor that kind of activity? I ask you, who would censor that? Please don't do it. And it's sad and disgraceful that I even have to mention that there are friends out there that are taking down our content because they don't want others to hear what we have to say. I can't even imagine it, but there it is. So we'll just move on. The other project we're working on is a little more, it's a little more involved. It involves an abandoned school, a stranded asset out in the middle of the country that a county has abandoned and has been sitting empty for several years. They're trying to find someone to make use of it. I think we can make good use of it, but we're going to need to talk about what it would take and what we would do with it. We have a lot of very, very good ideas, but we're going to need interested people. We know that young people are having a hard time getting started, saving money, buying property, buying a home, buying land, getting the things that they need, especially when they come from a family that doesn't have resources. So our thinking was to help them with this facility to get going. It'd be a very, very modest expense. They could live there and they could learn the life. And when they've saved enough money, with our guidance and help, they could acquire property and perhaps be able to raise a family. We're back to doing good things right now for real people. If you want to help, you can reach out to us at americanquakers@proton.me, not .com, .me. And thank you. I'm Greg Jeffers for the American Quaker Friends Church.